All right, let me see if I can show you how this works with an actual vestment that I'm working on right now. So what I did was I took the vestment design that I had, the blank. Let me show you that. It's under design. So I took this blank one. And in order to work with it, because these are these are stitches, and if you bring a picture in here, it goes to the back, always to the back. So what I did was I can switch this from a fill to a line. So what I did was I clicked here and changed this to a line. Let me start with this one. See here where it says fill or line, change it to a line. Now it's a line stitch. That means there's nothing in the middle of it. It's just a line going around the outside edge. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, change it to a line. So now both of them are lines. And what I did was then changed this. The line is a run line, and I'm changed it to a satin. That just makes it thicker. And the same with the outside edge, from a run line to that. And then I saved it as blank too. So I can close this, and I have too many files here open. I'm going to close this. It'll want me to save it. I'm going to say no, because I did save it, but I saved it as it's called blank 2. So this is blank 2. That's exactly that same thing. All of these now are simply lines. I don't need that one. It's an empty hoop. So let me come back here to this. And now this is the vestment that we're working on. And again, the priest wants the boy to be ordained, who will be a priest, the deacon, wants this done in this is soutache braid, and he wants it done in soutache braid. I've done soutache braid. In fact, I did a video on that, and it is a lot of work. And so I said, well, you can make it look like soutache braid, but just embroidery, satin stitch embroidery. So I did some designs, one for me to see how it looks like that, and one for his mother to be able to do the soutache braid. And so now I brought the picture of the front of the vestment. It doesn't fit very well because, again, it's not a great photo. And I put it so that it sort of fits in here. This is a general size of what the vestment's going to be, using my outline, which you can hardly see around the edges here, and the cross. And now, so this is the way it should be. And now I'm going to bring in the designs that I did and see how they work out on this. So I haven't done the whole back. I've done the column for the front. So the pieces for the column are this section here twice, and there's a piece that goes across here. But I don't need that piece on this side, but I'll see how it fits. So so here's the flower, and again, all this satin stitch would be soutache braid, but so I'm going to drag a box over all of this, and it's probably already grouped. Come out a little bit, make sure I have everything. Actually, it looks like there is everything there. So I'm going to group that just so nothing gets separated, and copy it. and bring it into here and paste it. Now again, it pastes it right where the is on the other right where it was here, which happens to be the center of the hoop. But so this is the center of the hoop here, and that's where it puts it. But that's not where I want it. I want it down about here. So let's come in. Now this design is already done. So what I'm looking at here is to see how does it fit in here. So it's going to come down further. There is these pieces I have. So let's see where they are. That's the bottom. I want the top, which should be 1 or 2. So let's do 2. All right, again, I'm going to group these and copy them, come to the other hoop, and paste them. Now, this is in the front, they're facing this direction. On the back, they're facing the other direction because of this I.H.M here. This might be good to put at the very bottom down here, down in this section, but there also is another piece here. So I might not end up using this at all. So I'm just going to drag it to the side for now and go back up in here, see what else we have. So this is the second section. So again, we come out so I can group it. And it's already grouped. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, come over here, paste it. Now I can leave this, I can put this here. This is kind of where it's going to line up, right like that. And the I.H.M would fit nicely in the second here. And then this would go again here on this side. So let's paste another one. And this one we're going to turn 90 degrees. And see how that fits over here. Let's flip it. Now this is the part that I'm looking at here, where these two stop. Do I want this? If I pull this up so that they actually meet, it would be there. I'm going to leave that for a minute. Just so. Now notice these are wider than the cross that's here, and that doesn't matter. As long as it's the same all the way around. All right, so let me see. I want to see again this piece. This has one flower here. Then there's a second flower. Do I want to use the same flower, or do I want to use a different one? I think I want to use the same flower. So let's just copy this one and paste another one and come down here and see how these fit together. See, at the very bottom, it's right at the bottom of the vestment almost. This is the bottom of the actual vestment. I mean, of the diagram. So it would just fit to the very bottom. But then this one is also coming all the way to the bottom, except for enough room for the trim to go around that, which means this would fit. Oh, this would be fit fine here if I used that one. Alternatively, so out. Alternatively, I can do this. I can bring in the other one. There's a third, not that one, not that one, this one, out. So group it, copy it, paste it. And I need to bring it all the way down here to the bottom. To about there. Now see, that's not enough room. This is too short. And this is for it to fit here. So now, will this fit? How will this work with this? Can I use this piece instead of the sides up here? Notice these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This only has 3. So even if I use this, and let me rotate that. 90 degrees. Even if I use this here, it would fit nice there actually. But it's not the design that he wants. He wants this design. If this were up to me doing this, I would probably go with this one. But it's not up to me. It's up to the customer. And they want the other flower going the other direction. So I'm going to not use that one. I am not going to use, I am going to use this one over here. And I'll use it twice. It strikes me there were two different flowers here. And I need to double check and make sure. So this one would fit fine here. I'll have to make some adjustments in these areas here. Because again, this needs to be one continuous piece down here, so these need to match. And that's not a big deal. And then up here at the top, if I bring this down further, that would be better. And then this one on the side can come down further. So now I need to make this flower, the flowers that go on the end, and they're the same all the way around out. So this flower repeats here and here, and then I need to make the I.H.S. So this can be included in this hoop, the same on this one and this one. It has to be separate here. So I'll have one hoop here, one hoop here, one hoop here, and this will be a hoop. Then this is a hoop, this is a hoop, this is a hoop. Now I'm going to take the background out of it. Well, let's just turn the background off instead of taking it out. Show background. So once we take the background out, now this is the diagram for the outside. And as I say, it can be made larger or smaller. Again, it has space here and here and here and here. And on this one, the one that I'm trying to match, there it goes all the way to the neck and all the way to the bottom. There is a little space on the sides. So show artwork. So I can bring this to the top and to the bottom. And I could actually do that, for example, like here in, if I really want to match this up, I can bring this all the way up here and all the way up here. Let's come down a little bit. This doesn't need to be quite that big. And here. And these lines are not straight. And also, the width of this it's wider. So let's go with their width. So let's bring up the artwork again. And you notice here, so this is 1, 2, 3 inches, 1, 2, 3 inches, 4 inches. So if we go with that line there, that's 4 inches on this side, 3 inches on this side is 7. So we really want like 3.5. So if this is the center, we want 1, 2, 3.5. And on this side, we want 3.5. And the same with these. These need to be 3.5. So if this is the center, then this one needs to be 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3, a little bit wider, half. All right. One, 2, 3.5. And I can use the grids here to, let's actually put a line across it. 1, 2, 3. I want to change this to 3.5. So this needs to, this is 3.5. This is not 3.5. This is not 3.5. And this is not 3.5. I keep grabbing the wrong one here. All right. And then we want 1, 2, 3.5 here. That's 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. That makes 7-inch wide, which is a nice, actually a nice size. And then the top, this is the middle. So we want 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. So we'll change those. That one's on right. This one. And that one's right. Come down here to the bottom. So this one and this one. And then we need to change this one and this one. Now I should be able to turn off the background and see if all of that's lined up right. So here's the line coming down. It's coming closer. All right, so here's the line coming down. It's not quite on line. And let's come up to the top. That one happens to be right. Same here at the bottom. There. We actually want to come down all the way, almost to the very, very, very bottom. So we'll come all the way down here. All right, so that should be a better now, it's not going to have this trim around the edge. This actually needs to come out further. So we have 2 centimeter space in there. So I must make sure there's a 2 centimeter space on this side, which there isn't. Too far. Three. That's better. So So these two flowers work fine in here. I can put this here if I, come on. I want select. All right, so I could bring this in. I'm going to have to make some changes to this to fit here. And after I have done these three pieces, this flower and this piece, these will probably be smaller. Let me bring that picture up just to check this. Show artwork. Okay, so these are closer in the center. They're not necessarily right here. Let me see and bring these up. If I put this right on top of that, you can see they're closer together or smaller. So let's make them smaller. And move the wrong thing. All right, so this, if I line this up here on this side and on this side, let me come in and make sure I'm lined up. Right here, I need to line up with this one. Now it's lined up there and there. These will go up a little bit. So here's where the I.H.S is cutting in. It's not really centered. I mean, this is all off. Again, because that vestment piece is off. So these are coming down the edges of this. It's not going to have this trim on the edge. It's going to have these trims. So that's fine. So this is going to have to be changed slightly. This is going to have to come in to meet this one. Right about there. And it's also going to be smaller. Notice it's way over on this side. So let me take this one out. Let me copy and paste this one. Copy, paste, and rotate it 90 degrees. And now we'll see if it fits better. Okay, so see there's two lines. One comes up here and spins around there. And one comes up here and should join the other one that's coming off of this one. Which should be this one. Meaning this should go all the way over to here. And this one should go all the way over to here. Not sure if I like that though. It gives space in here for this part of that design. Which means also that this one needs to come all the way over to this edge and to this edge over here. Be about there. So these have to be adjusted in here. I'll go with whatever this design is on this side. Just wanted to see what's going on with that. So once I finish these designs, I'll bring them in and readjust everything. And see, at some point, because I had to change this to fit this into this area, I would now copy this and open up a new hoop. And then paste it in here. Where's my hoop? Paste. And I could put it anywhere I want in this hoop. And then work on it to get it to fit. Right now it's the right size, but I need to adjust these parts on the end. But I can't adjust those until I have those pieces that go here and here and the I.H.M for the middle. So for right now, I would save this, but I would save this as a different name because we already have, it's not that one. I think it's this one here. This is the one for the front. This is the right size for the front. It fits everything for the front. So this one is for the back. So I would probably do back 3S. File. Say design as. In the same place. My embroidery. My designs. So designs. And these are all going to be Harrison designs. Come on. And so I said this was going to be, what's the name? Back 3S. Back 3S. S means the soutache, and the 3 means it's the third hoop. I'll probably end up changing that. But this is how I go and do these things. And so come back in here. So you've seen how I bring, again, this picture is off kilter, but it gives me a general idea of what I need to do. Again, this goes all the way up to the top. And if I turn this picture off, you can see that my design is going all the way up to the top. I'm not going to need this trim around the edge. And that got wider because I kept grabbing the wrong thing. I put guidelines here so that my cross is the same. And the way with Digitize, the way you do that is you just click out here in the margin where the ruler is, and it will put a guideline there. And when I don't want the guideline anymore, you can click on it and delete it, or you can simply drag it off. This one I don't need. And so I'll just leave this in here, and I'll continue as I do these pieces. I'll bring them in here, and then later I will do the multi-hooping to find out how much of this will actually fit in the hoop. So right now I have a hoop here, which I will drag down to the bottom. So this one whole piece will fit in this hoop. It should fit in this hoop. There, now it fits in the hoop. It turned all green. This piece here should fit in this hoop. And I'll need to drag it a little bit to make sure that it does. Now it fits in this hoop. So I have this hoop done and this hoop done. This piece here is green because it's of this hoop. If I drag this hoop out of the way and these hoops out of the way, that will probably turn black because it's not in the hoop. Here, let me drag this one out. See how it turned black? Because this is in one hoop, this is in one hoop. This will go in another hoop, either by itself or with this I.H.M, and it will probably go in a hoop by itself. So I could drag this over this right now. It'll be more like this. Actually, I'll probably rotate it. And put it here. So it's going to be that hoop there. Now I still need this one, which will be this hoop. And that will probably go this direction. And there'll be one on this side for this side. And there will be one in the top. This one in the top right here. And then there will be one in the center for that I.H.M. So sometimes the hoops get moved around, changed in different directions, but almost always uses the same number of hoops. So that's how that works. Once these are in place, they should also be green like these. This black part is the banding, and that's not going to be there. Once I have everything in place, I'll just can delete that. And then what I'll do is each of these hoops, for example, this bottom hoop, once I know this is what I want in this hoop, if this isn't already grouped, which it is, I would group it, cut it, and then paste it into another hoop. If I changed anything to it, and I will have to change these parts on the side, I will cut it and paste it into a new hoop and rename it so that I know that it's the front one and that it is whichever number. If I'm starting at the bottom and going up, it'll be the first hoop, the second hoop, the third hoop. Generally, I usually start in the middle and go out in all directions because this is the most important piece. So if this gets done, if it's not a separate piece that I'm going to sew down, which I often do, this will get sewn first, and then I will probably sew these, and then do this one and this one. And so that's how I go about designing in Digitizer. So I'll leave this, and this is blank too, and I'll just leave it like that and come back to it once I have the other pieces ready.